Hello, everybody. My name is Eric D. Johnson, also known as BrightShine. I live right here in the city of Memphis in the state of Tennessee in the county sheriff. Today's date is early Sunday morning, January 31st, 2016. Time 3:15 a.m. First, I thank all my family, my support, for your continued encouragement and your support. And continue to keep myself employed right here in the city of Memphis, in this tri-state area. And I'm continuing to further my education at Monroe College online, pursuing my associate degree studying business administration, concentration mark. And like I said, thank all my family support for your continued encouragement support. And on today's video, we're gonna continue to talk about African traditional religion. In the background, you hear the music, African music. Uh, this is Africa.me. They have the radio station and have it on the classic radio station. So that's the music you're hearing in the background. And I know last week I forgot to turn my microphone on, but it's on today. Mic check. Is my mic on? Might say say something like some of the other people do. They thought the mic wasn't on. My mic on. But like I say, it's the music. That's the music you hear in the background. This is Africa.me, and they had a radio station. So that's the classic African radio station. I'm gonna turn it down. Had to get the volume on there. But today's video we're gonna continue to talk about African traditional religion, which is being taught. That's the key. That's the key thing that you need to remember. That when you say African traditional religion, you're not just saying some made up word or some phrase or something of that nature. This is a way of life. This is this what it is. This is a way of life. This is a way of life that is being taught at institutions of higher learning in sub-Saharan Africa, all the way from Senegal all the way down to South Africa. The people that we're talking about from Senegal all the way down to South Africa in Niger, Congo. Niger, Congo. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about African traditional religion. It is being taught at institutions of higher learning in sub-Saharan Africa, in colleges and universities, the Department of Religion. They teach African traditional religion. You can get a bachelor's degree, you can get a master's degree, you can get a PhD in African traditional religion. Now, all of us who live here in the Western Hemisphere, like myself, and like I said, we have to consider uh, here in the Western Hemisphere being Canada, uh, in the United States of America, U.S. territories, uh, Mexico, uh, Central America, South America, and the Caribbean or Caribbean as you pronounce it. Some people say Caribbean, some people say Caribbean, and that's the Western Hemisphere. So all of us that live here in the Western Hemisphere, our ancestors who came here as slaves, we didn't come here on our own free will. We came here as slaves. Our ancestors came over here to be slaves. They were sent over here to be slaves to the Caucasian European uh, people, and against their will. Nobody volunteered to be a slave. Nobody volunteered to be forced to be on the slave ship. And that's not to exclude the East African slave trade, or what they refer to as the Arab slave trade, because we know that many of the Niger Congo people, the excuse me, many people of Niger Congo descent, and, who was sent here, mainly the Bantu, who the Arabs refer to as Zanj, Z-A-N-J, in the slave trade. They didn't volunteer. There was no volunteering of raising hands and jumping up and down, saying, I'm going to be a slave. Yeah, yeah. Hip, hip, hooray. Yeah, yeah. I'm going to be a slave. Yeah. I've been wanting to be a slave all my life. No, that's not what being nobody wants to be a slave. Nobody volunteered to be a slave. It was forced. It was forced. And African traditional religion is being taught in institutions of higher learning in sub-Saharan Africa. Colleges and universities in sub-Saharan Africa, they teach African traditional religion. The Department of Religion, going all the way from Senegal all the way down to South Africa, Niger Congo. That's who the people are, Niger Congo. And excuse me. You get in contact with the school will inform you what you need to do, what your requirements are in order for you to get enrolled in school. Like myself, I'm already a student going to school at Marlboro College Online, get my social degree. After I earn my social degree, then you go ahead. Then I'm gonna go ahead and go on and earn my degree in African traditional religion. Now there's an option, an online option, or what they refer to as distant learning. And for all those who may not can afford to travel, or you may not be interested in travel, but we're dealing with the people who may not can afford to travel, who can't afford to travel, who can't come up with the money to leave this country to go to sub-Saharan Africa. So the, the National Open University of Nigeria, they teach African traditional religion online. The National Open University of Nigeria, they teach African traditional religion online. Also, the University of South Africa, they teach African traditional religion online. Now, that was just two that I know about. That I, got information. There could be some more. They could have distant learning, and they teach African traditional religion online from Senegal all the way down to South Africa. So get the information. Get the information about the demographics. And you don't need to be nowhere with a bunch of Nilo-Saharans and a bunch of Afro-Asians trying to live inside the border because of colonialism. And you need to be somewhere where Niger Congo are the majority, 99.9% are majority, such as Guinea, Gambia, Liberia, and Senegal, Guinea, Bissau, and Guinea, Sierra Leone, and and so on and so forth. Then you come down to, that's in West Africa. You understand? These are Ivory Coast and Ghana. Get in contact with the Department of Religion and let them know you're interested in studying African traditional religion. They'll give you the information you need. Give you all the information you need. And then you come, when you leave West Africa, you go to Kaboom, Cameroon, Central African Republic. At this time, it's a lot of turmoil at this time, and it may not be safe for you to be, because it's not even safe for the people in Central African Republic. So I know it won't be safe for you, or even me. You understand? To be in the Central African Republic at this time, because there's a lot of insecurities. You know, understands a lot of turmoil uh, in the process of trying to get the country back to normal, and it's a lot of turmoil and things of this nature. So that at this time, it wouldn't be wise to go to Central African Republic because it's just not safe for anybody, not just for a person visiting, but for any. It's not even safe for the people who from Central African Republic. You understand? So, but the Republic of Congo and some parts of the Democratic Republic of Congo, you can be safe, but then there's some parts of the Congo that you don't like, Eastern Congo. You don't need to be in that area because they got a civil war going on or some turmoil going on in that area and things like that. But you know, I mean, Angola, Mozambique, Namibia. Namibia is pretty stable right now. Botswana, Zimbabwe, Zambia, you can consider. Uh, well, Malawi got a flood situation, dry, but they don't have the type of political turmoil that other countries are having at this time. And that'll be a good country you can go. Rwanda could be another good country you can go to. Even Burundi, even though with the presidential situation, it could be a place for you to go because when you understand what it's about, the situation, when you understand what it's about, then that don't necessarily mean that the people will get upset. See, it's not, you understand, to be upset about a person walking around or going to school because it's a political situation. And see, a political situation is not like you got a big religious sectarian war like in Central African Republic. That's a totally different situation. You got people on one side with this Islamic stuff. Then you got people on the other side with the Christian and things like that, and some traditionalists. See, that's a totally different thing. And then you can throw in some more people who just don't care. Period. They just being violent. It may be some Nilo-Saharans that came across the border. Uh, you know, because you know Central African Republic is right next door to South Sudan. So sometimes people can sneak across the border when you have an unstable government and just blend in, man. Then it'll take the people themselves to be able to look around and see that there's some kind of Nilo-Saharan walking around. Because if I'm mistaken, it's some Sayray. Right, that's right. It's some Sayray. Them Nilo-Saharan already living in Central African Republic. So that'll be, you know, they'll think they can just come across the border and blend in. See? So, but like I say, in the situation with Burundi, the situation is different. You have a political, see, the people not really necessarily like a civil war fighting against each other. One side, mostly what you have is a political situation, and then added to that, you have outside interference. That's where a lot of problems come in. See, the people themselves can deal with the problem themselves, but what you have is interference. You have people like the United States government and that's in the Central CIA have agents moving around and things of this nature, and they interfere. You understand? And then that don't mean that the Europeans don't do the same thing. See, they'll do the same thing. Then you have the U.S. government and the British, the French, and things, and then you have some of the Russians and the Chinese, and you have all kind of people trying to have influence. But the people themselves are not necessarily at war with each other, but it's a political situation. So that could, under the circumstance, don't you can't say that if I travel to Burundi to go to school, that the people gonna attack me. You understand? That I'm gonna be attacked. See, like if you go to Central African Republic, with the situation being what it is, if you came over there and if you even spoke to the wrong person, you might speak to one of the people that's a Muslim and just be saying good morning. You came from America and you just being over there because you figured that the Adamite you bunching people, they my people. But what you got to realize that these people trying to kill each other. It's just point blank being truthful. They don't care nothing about being Adamite or you bunching. They see each other as either you're a Muslim or you're a Christian, and they'll start fighting. And then you come over there, getting on the plane, and then you come over there, and you say, and if you even say good morning to anybody, people will look around and wonder what's going on. You just be here it is, you come from America, you got off the plane and said good morning or hello, or you greeted somebody in the language, the native language of the people. But the person you're talking to could be a Christian. See, the person you spoke to could be a woman or a man. She a Christian or he a Christian. And then the Muslims will look around and they'll automatically think that you're trying to take up for the Christians. You understand? You came over here to show support for the anti-Balaka. See, that's how people look at it. See, in a situation like that, it's not safe. People try to kill you. It's not safe for you to go to the Central African Republic in that type of situation. Don't even think you can jump on a plane or come over there and just say you can't even come to the Central African Republic saying you're trying to help end the war. See, that it'll be so hard for you to try to talk to anybody with the animosity and all the fighting been going on, and it's still people still mad. People don't like Muslims. People don't like Christians. So it wouldn't be a good place. It wouldn't be safe for you to go under those circumstances. But like I say, if you decide to go to Burundi, see the situation is different. See, it's not about religion. It's not even about ethnic fight. Like you're not the Banyarwanda got into a fight with each other. Basically, when they were talking about the Rwandan genocide, it really wasn't anybody fighting. It was just the Banyarwanda people fighting with each other. The Tutsi people and the Hutu people. And then the Twa people. They really didn't have nothing, but it was the Hutus and the Tutsi. And they both Banyarwanda. But in this situation, Burundi now that the civil war, the genocide is over, you see with the situation in Rwanda is different. See, you can go to Rwanda today. Today you can go to Rwanda. You can go to Rwanda, you get off an airplane and speak to everybody, say hello to everybody. It can be some Tutsi walking around. It can be some Hutus walking around. And nobody would think anything different. Nobody would think that there was some type of influence that you were trying to encourage one group to start it back up. And then the other group, you understand, it's not like that because the people don't want to fight no more. They don't want to fight no more. They don't want to do anything of that nature. And the same thing in Burundi, it would not be an ethnic fight. But what you have a situation is a political situation. And then I'm going to say this. Some people try to say that it was all about the president saying he wanted to run for a third term. But when you have political situations in different parties, some people can throw that out there and they'll try to use it as a way to say that's the reason why, like the outsiders, people who are not even from Burundi or not even African, but they'll throw it out there. But what you have is people trying to find some kind of way to have influence in Burundi and in Africa, in sub-Saharan Africa. See, they'll use that as a way to have influence. So that is not necessarily that that's the reason why the people are fighting with each other. See, sometimes the people be fighting to try to find out whether who is allowing outsiders to influence them. See, and they're trying to get rid of it. That's what you're really seeing people do. Is that the outside influence the people themselves are trying to find out who it is that's living amongst them that's being influenced by outsiders. So you just can't say that the situation in Burundi is about the president saying he wants to run for a third term. And then the people started uprising. See, you have to remember. See, everybody not, you can't take people for granted. First thing, don't take nobody for granted and try to treat people as if they uneducated. See, they got a universal Burundi right there. See, so don't think that people are uneducated. Just like in Rwanda, there's a universal Rwanda in the African nation Rwanda. There's a universal Burundi, and you have stupid people already graduated. So you don't treat people like they stupid. That's what you make it sound like when you say that the people fighting about because the president uh, said he wanted to run for a third term. That ain't the only reason why people started uprising. See, because you can't find no other reason why the people are fighting, staging protests. See, there can be a lot of reasons. It can be a lot of reasons. It could be some business people, and they didn't get the type of votes that they needed for a certain business deal, so they got upset. And now people get upset about money now. People get upset about money. People people kill you about money. Simple as that. See, there's a lot of business people in Burundi, just like the people that's outside of Burundi. They think they can get some influence in Burundi, and they think they can do business in Burundi. Then the local people who are from Burundi, they felt like it was a good deal, and they wanted to bring in some business people. You understand? But then the other group said, "No, we don't want to do business with the people you doing business with." So they got upset. So then they get into a big fight. See, there's a lot of reasons why the people in Burundi could be getting into a situation where people are actually fighting, but don't say that it's all just because the president said he won't run for a third term. See, they'll use that, the outsiders, they'll use that as a way to get influence. And when the people pick up on it, when they start hearing, listening to each other talking, they'll start looking at each other, and they'll start seeing that there's some people trying to have influence in our country. So they try, then you got to try to get rid of them. You understand? That's what you see people doing. They're trying to see who is being influenced by, like, the United States, who being influenced by the British, who being influenced by the French, who being influenced by the Chinese, who being influenced by the Russians, so on and so on, who being influenced by the Arabs. See, you don't know. See, you have to realize, see, in that part of the world, see, Burundi and Rwanda, these people are Niger Congo. And when you start talking about some Arabs, some Muslims trying to have influence in their country, see, people get upset. They don't want no. You see, the people are not Muslim. You don't even see, if you see anybody that's a Muslim, they're the minority. A very few, very few. The majority of people are Christian or either traditional religion in Rwanda and Burundi. So talking about some people having influence like some Arabs, people they get upset. Oh yeah, they get upset. Because see, you don't see that type of influence except on the eastern coast of Africa, like in Kenya, Tanzania, and Uganda. They're the closest to Saudi Arabia. So the Arabs think they can come over because they're close. But as you go further west, you go to Congo, you go to Democratic Republic of Congo, the Republic of Congo, you go further east, not east, but go west. You don't see that type of influence. You only, just like up north in northwest Africa, what they call West Africa. You go to Senegal, you go to Mali, they close to the Afro-Asiatic. So you see the reason why it's a lot of Muslims in the north, in the northwest Africa. But you come down to Bantu land, once you leave Nigeria, once you leave Central African Republic, once you leave Cameroon, you get to Gabon, you get to Equatorial Guinea, you get to the Republic of Congo, Democratic Republic. You don't see no Arabs nowhere. You don't see a Muslim nowhere. You go to Angola, you don't find a Muslim. If you see a Muslim anywhere, you can probably count them on your hand. You go to South Africa, do you see a Muslim walking around South Africa? If you do, if you see they the minority, it's a very few, very few. You go to Botswana, same thing. Anytime you go Botswana or Zambia, Zimbabwe, you don't even see in Mozambique. So that's the reason why in Burundi, that's what a lot of the problems that they have, because you be seeing the State Department getting on TV and making a statement. Well, we want the Burundi people to work the thing. See, that's that outside influence. The people in Burundi don't have no problems except outsiders trying to have influence in Burundi. That's what the problem is. But like I say, African traditional religion is being taught in sub-Saharan Africa at colleges and universities, institutions of higher learning in sub-Saharan Africa. So all those who are interested, get in contact with these schools, these colleges, and get the information you need. And don't worry about how much it's gonna cost you to travel. Most likely a plane ticket. It don't matter what coast you're on. You can be on the West Coast. You can be on the East Coast. And just see how much it's gonna cost you. And whatever it's gonna cost you just to make that trip, that one-way trip. But just remember, it's gonna be worth it. Because for the rest of your life, this degree that you want, have for the rest of your life, it's the best decision you ever made. Is to go to school, to further your education and study African traditional religion. And we're gonna continue, on today's video, we're gonna continue to talk about some of the things that when it some of these different what they call them, I guess groups, religious groups, like the Nation of Islam, and then a splinter group, the 5% Nation, and the Hebrew Israelites, or the Black Hebrew Israelites, what they refer to themselves, Black Hebrew Israelites, the Rastafarians, the Moorish Science Temple, and some of their, all these groups, they have they splinter groups also, things of this nature, you know, and also you don't never leave out the Christians, because to be honest with you, see, that's what a lot of these Christians are, splinter groups, because when Jesus, as they say, when he was alive, he had 12 disciples, and then he had a multitude of followers, and then as time went on, you started having other groups. You understand? Like the Baptists, well, let's just say the Catholics. And then after the Catholics, you have people who refer to as the Protestants. And then the people that you classify as being a Protestant, the Catholics, they have some type of, they have some like splinter groups, and and then you have the Protestants. You understand? You have the Lutherans, the Methodists, the Episcopalians, the Presbyterians, the Baptists, the Anglicans, and the Mormons, because um, and then you have the Church of God in Christ, the Church of God, and the Pentecostals, and the Assembly of God. Because some of them are Christian, then some of them, when you do research, there's some Jewish, or what they call Hebrews, who call themselves the Assembly of God. You understand? And so you have these different groups, and things of this nature. And so, because when you study, just like myself, I was raised in the Church of Christ, non-denominational. They, then you have all the denominations, and then you have non-denominational, like such as the Church of Christ. Myself, that's what I was raised in. So me and everybody else, when you talk about African traditional religion, we know that there are all these different groups. We could have been, part of that too. But like I say, they teach African traditional religion, and a lot of these people in these churches, they'll sit around and they'll talk about how they went to school, they went to college, and they got a PhD, and they know what they talking about. And you ain't gonna tell me, uh, that I'm not going to heaven and I'm gonna go in all this. And so, like I say, African traditional religion, they teach African traditional religion in colleges and universities in sub-Saharan Africa. You can get a bachelor's degree, master's degree, PhD in African traditional religion. And but like I say, I brought it up that I had seen some videos, and that's the reason why I was saying what I brought it up, because there sometimes you can be online, and a lot of these groups, they got videos, they got websites, and things of that nature, because that's the day and time we live in. You know what I'm saying? We live in a day and time where the internet is supposedly accessible to everybody on the planet. Everybody on this planet is supposed to be able to have access to the internet, or what they refer to as the World Wide Web. And so I was seeing some videos and some of the people that practice African traditional religions, such as the Orishas, they was online, things of this nature. And I brought it to the attention, just conversation that for some people, uh, when you see something, you go there. You understand? But like as we all know, that Dr. Abel Lelu and many other professors teach, when you go to West Africa, when you study the African traditional religion, the people that you're talking about are Yaru. We put two and two together. See, that's what you have to do. You can't separate African traditional religion from the Niger Congo people. You can go all over. You can go from Senegal all the way down to South Africa. You can't separate African traditional religion from the people that you're talking about. For instance, just like the people in Central African Republic at this current time, there are many people who accepted Islam. There are many people who accepted Christianity. But the people know in their history, because there are some people that live in the Central African Republic. Maybe they may be the minority now, at this present time. But there are people who still practice African traditional religion in Central African Republic. And the people that you're referring to are the Adamantwe, Ubunjian, people who live in Central African Republic, and they speak the Sango language, which is a Creole language, and in that, in Central African Republic, and they practice African traditional religion, and you can go all over sub-Saharan Africa. You can go to Senegal, the Wolo, the Fulani, the Sira. You can go to Mali. Many other people accept Islam, but the Dogon, they in Mali, African traditional religion. Now some of the Dogons accept Islam too, but they know that African traditional religion is what uh, their ancestors and the people in Mali, they know that African traditional religion was and is what their ancestors and what people practice in Mali. No matter say, you can say they accepted Islam, or they say they accepted Islam or Christianity, whatever, but they know that the Bambara, the Mandi, all the Mandi people, in West Africa and in Bantu land. All the Mandi people that classify as being Mandi, they know that African traditional religion is what they practice. They may accept the Islam, but they know what you're talking about when you say African traditional religion. When they speak their language, when they speak Mandi, that's African traditional religion. And that's what we was going over. Is that when you talk about the Orishis, the Yoruba, that that's the Yoruba uh, practice of African traditional religion. But then you got the Igbo. They too practice African traditional religion. They practice African religion. And the Nupe, they practice African traditional religion. The Til, the Adome, the Iwi, the Chambe, the Fon, whatever Niger Congo group you refer to, they practice African traditional religion in their language. When we were reading the book, when we went all over Africa with the names of God, went all over Africa with the names of God. And when the people speak their language and they say that's the name of God, that's how they practice African traditional religion. From Senegal all the way down to South Africa, African traditional religion. And so like I said, I had seen some videos and things in there. I seen, and you probably seen them too. Uh, People talking about they had a debate. I seen talking about the Moorish Science Temple. They got into a debate with the Ra people, the people that the mythology practice of Ra, saying that Ra is the God and all this. They had a debate, and you know, and you know that the Moorish Science Temple, they talking about some people came over here came from Egypt, and they started teaching Noble Drew Ali about Islam. And Noble Drew Ali was he was the person who started the Moorish scientists, saying that the people here, the African Americans, saying we were the Moors. Well, to be honest with you, he was incorrect. To be honest with you, because we know our ancestors were Niger Congo. To be honest with you, I hope, that's the first thing we need to tell the Moorish scientists. When you say Moor, Moorish, Moor, that's Afro-Asiatic. It's a distinction. Whether you want it, that's a distinction linguistically. The linguistics about it. You got all your education, then you know what linguistics mean. They mean that there's a distinction in the language, just like German and French, Italian and Russian. They don't speak the same language. They're not in the same language family. Chinese and Korean, Japanese in the Philippines. You understand? The people don't speak the same. You understand? There's a distinction in the language. So when you say Afro-Asiatic, you say Nilo-Saharan, you say Niger Congo, there's a distinction. The people are not speaking the same language. When you say Yoruba, you say Igbo, those people are speaking in the same language family. Niger Congo. You're speaking just like the person up there in the White House that you put up there talking about he black. He an African American. Obama. He a Nilo-Saharan. His daddy was a Luo. His mama was white. He a Nilo-Saharan. It's a more Nilo-Saharan. Like all these people talking about they got a DNA test done. And they talking about one of their ancestors or something like of this nature was a Nilo-Saharan, the Sanghe. That's a Nilo-Saharan. That's a Nilo-Saharan. It's not the same. The Akan is Niger Congo. It's in Ghana. The Ashanti is in Ghana. They in Ghana. See, not the same. The Iwi, Fon, Niger Congo. Mendi, the Bambare in Mali and Niger Congo. The Wolof in Senegal. The Fulani, Syria, Niger Congo. And the Arabs. The Arabs and the people that call themselves, what they call the Ethiopians, the Amharics. For all you black Hebrew Israelites, what they call the people over there in Ethiopia, the Fulashi, that's Afro-Asiatic. There's a difference. It's a difference. It's not the same. It's not the same. It's different. They are Fulashi. They Afro-Asiatic, just like them Eritreans. They're Afro-Asiatic. It's a difference. It's a big difference. So when we talk about the Noble Drew Ali and all, he claimed that some Afro-Asiatics, some people from Egypt, some Afro-Asiatics, that Islam stuff here, talking about that, some Assalamu alaikum, Afro-Asiatic. Talking about he gonna teach you Islam. See, that's the first thing you need to understand. Is that when you said that, the people you were talking about were Afro-Asiatic. See, your ancestors are Niger Congo. And how somebody gonna bring you up and then see all these Niger Congo people. And then gonna tell you to do, to practice Islam that way, and then see all the Niger Congo people, and they don't even practice Islam. They don't even do the things you do or say the things you say. The Niger Congo don't. And then you'll try to give some kind of flimsy explanation for that. And you don't have no explanation. You don't have no explanation. Don't try to explain it. Just like the Hebrew Israelite, the black Hebrew Israelite, man, you can't explain nothing. Just saying black Hebrew Israelite is enough. Don't go no further. Stop right there. Stop right there. Don't go no further. If you ain't got sense enough to see when you say Hebrew, you say Israelite. And all these people that's in Senegal, and then you go down to South Africa. Do you see a Hebrew Israelite in South Africa? No. I answer for before you even. I answer for. Do you see a Hebrew Israelite in Mozambique? No. Do you see a black Hebrew? What's that? Black Hebrew Israelite in Angola? No. No. The answer is no. You don't see a black Hebrew Israelite in the Republic of Congo. You don't see no black Hebrew Israelite in the Democratic Republic of Congo. You don't even see a black Hebrew Israelite in the Central African Republic or in Cameroon. You don't see a black Hebrew Israelite in Nigeria. So how you gonna explain that? Don't go no further. Stop right there. Talking about you gonna say it. Talking about God is Yahweh. And that was the black Hebrew Israelite gonna say that God is Yahweh. Hmm. You see all them names of God that I just talked about. That we were talking about Professor Lugiri in the night of Congo. Did you hear Yahweh? Did anybody hear Yahweh? You ain't hear nobody say no Yahweh. From Senegal all the way down the side, did you hear Yahweh? No. No. The answer is no, you didn't. And the same thing for this so-called Muslim stuff. You ain't hear nobody say no Allah nowhere. From Senegal all the way down south Africa, you ain't hear nobody say no Allah. Not in their own language. You ain't even translate that. You don't see nobody from Senegal all the way down the side. You don't hear nobody saying they translate no Arabic. That ain't no translation. You better not never let me hear you say that's a translation. Man, as long as these people been around, they ain't never, they were before that stuff you talking about Islam. There ain't no translation. When you hear the names of God, they are Professor Lugir. I got the book right here. I got the book right here. For all you Muslims, the names of God. You better never say tell me that's a translation. Now we're gonna here it is right here. Sure. Now, and this book was written by Professor Aloysius M. Lugiri. Now let's go over the names of God again. We've been not talking about a translation. Now let's just say you was in Burundi, and the name of God is Amane, the creator of everything. Ain't no translation. There's not no translation in no Arabic. Don't know Allah is God. Ain't no translation saying Amane. Let's go to Cameroon and people, the Bay Moon people, Ingenia, he who is everywhere, he who sees and hears everything. Now we still in Cameroon, the Bulu people, the name of God may be the one who bears the world. Now the Duele in Cameroon, the name of God, Ibise or Ibisa, Ibesa. There's not no translation. There ain't no translation for no Allah, no Arabic. No. The omnipotent Father. There ain't no translation of God. You better not never let me hear nobody say that. You better not never let me hear it talking about What's that? The Nation of Islam. Talking about God appeared in the person of Farah Muhammad. Do you hear these names of God? You hear the name of God. Now what God you talking about? See, this is what gets you. This will get people into a situation. Is when you be going around talking about this Muslim stuff, and you don't even know the names of God that the people in sub-Saharan Africa, the language that the people speak in their language, Niger Congo. Everything that you're hearing is Niger Congo. All these people are Niger Congo. Now let's go to Central African Republic. The Bayan people, the name of God, Zamba, Zamba, Creator. Let's go to Congo, Brazzaville. The Va people in Zamba, Creator and ultimate source of power. Now we're still in Congo, Kinshasa, the ethnicity, the Belube, in the name of God, Vityi, Vityi, or Vitya, Vityi, great creator spirit. Now let's go to Gabon with the Fang people. The name of God, Inyami, creator. Now let's go to Rwanda, the Banyarwanda. The name of God, Amane, the creator of everything. Now let's go to Zambia. Now we in Central African regions. We're still in the Central African region, Zambia. And the people, the Ambo people, named Lize, creator. We're still in Zambia. The ethnicity, Barosi, name of God, Inyamba, creator. We're still in Zambia with the Bele people, name of God, Lize, creator. Now let's go to Eastern Africa. Let's go to Kenya, the ethnicity of Kambe, the name of God, Mumba, the creator, maker, fashioner. Let's go to Tanzania, the Chaga people, name of God, Ruwe, Sun, S-U-N, not S-O-N, S-U-N. Now let's go to Tanzania. We still in Tanzania with the Gogo people, name of God, Mulungu, creator. We're still in Tanzania. Inyanyuse, name of God, Kayale, creator of all things. In Tanzania, we're still in Tanzania with Bazenze people, Kazube, power of the sun. That's S-U-N, not S-O-N. Now we're still in Eastern Africa. Let's go to Uganda with the Baganda people. Name of God, Katunde, creator, originator. We're still in Uganda. Lua, name of God, Joke, creator spirit. And we're still in Uganda. Banyakori, name of God, Ruhange, creator and fixer of everything. Now we're in West Africa. Let's go to West Africa. Let's go to the country Benin, the ethnicity, the Fon. Name of God, Nene Baluku, original creator. We're still in Benin. The Fon also called name God Mewu Lise, continuer of creation. Now let's go to Burkina Faso with the Talensi people. Name of God, Winnie, Sky God. And let's go to Ivory Coast, the Akan, Onye Kompong, Alone, the Great One. Let's go to Gambia with the Sira. Name of God, Rogue. And the mean it's created. We don't come back to the zero people. We don't come back to that. Let's go to Ghana with the Ashanti name of God, Inyami, Inyami, the shining one. Let's go to Nigeria, the Igbo name of God, Chukwu, Great Spirit, the Yaruba, Olodumare, the most supreme being. Let's go to Senegal with the Sira, Rogue, the creator. Sierra Leone with the Mendi people, name of God, Levy, the high up one, and the Kono people, still in Sierra Leone. Name of God, Yete, the one you meet everywhere. Let's go to Southern Africa. Let's go to Angola, the ethnicity of Bakongo, name of God, Nzamba, creator. We still in Angola. The Ovimbundu, name of God, Suku, he who supplies the needs of his creatures. Let's go to Botswana and the people Tswane, name of God, Modimo, the greatest spirit. Let's go to Lesotho. It's the African country, Lesotho. The people Basutu, Besuto, in the name of God, Molimo, the greatest spirit. Now let's go to Malawi and the ethnicity of Chiwa, Madungu, the creator, the Ngoni, Yulu Lange, the original source. Let's go to South Africa with the Zulu, Lunkulu, the great oldest one. Let's go to Swaziland, Swazi, name of God, MD Lam Kanda, who appeared first, the power above, unapproachable, unpredictable, of no specific sex. Let's go to Zimbabwe. The ethnicity is Shone. The name of God, Mwari or Mwara. He who is in or owns the sky, the great one of the sky. The Indabili, Lunkulu, the great oldest one. So you gonna tell the people that God appeared, that was the nation of Islam, gonna tell you that some person named Farah Muhammad came over here from Central Asia somewhere and taught Elijah Poole. At the time, that was his name, Elijah Poole. He changed his name to Elijah Muhammad. And that Elijah Poole said that he met God and said that God appeared in the person of Master Farah Muhammad. Now, when you say God in just like you heard me say it, what language is that? When you say God, and then you claim you're gonna translate the Arabic. When you say God, they say that means the God, in their interpretation. So so the nation of Islam will tell you that God appeared in the person of Master Farah. Now the Niger Congo you just heard, all the Niger Congo from Senegal all the way down to South Africa, and you gonna tell them and me, because my ancestors were Niger Congo. So you gonna tell me, like you told all the people in Africa, that God appeared in the person. What God you talking about? See, you see how these people speak their language in their own language. And when you start saying God, they're gonna start thinking about their own perception, their own traditional teachings. So you saying that the God that they've been worshiping, that's who you're talking about. Because if you thought that just because you seen some people talking about they some Muslims or something like that, people do things, but that don't mean that people have abandoned or they just uh, discarded their traditions. And just like the black Hebrew Israelite, they say God is Yahweh. And when you speak Afro-Asiatic, when you speak in Hebrew, Hebrew is one of them Afro-Asiatic languages. But yet it's still the people that in Senegal all the way down south have a Niger Congo. So you're gonna find a Hebrew Israelite. I know you're not gonna find no Hebrew Israelite, no black Hebrew Israelites. You don't find no black Hebrew Israelite. And the same thing with that Moorish sign telling you, you're talking about some Moors. When you said that, that's Afro-Asiatic. But yet and still you gonna claim that the people in sub-Saharan Africa are Moors too. They show what you know. Cause I guarantee you don't hear nobody in sub-Saharan Africa saying they no more. You ain't gonna hear it. I guarantee it. I guarantee you won't hear nobody from Senegal all the way down to South Africa say they no more. That's not the Congo. I guarantee you. They're not gonna say they no more. They know that's Afro-Asiatic. They don't even speak that way. They don't even talk that way. They just like these people going around, talking about they worshiping rock. See, when you speak that way, the people they automatically know that you're not Niger Congo. People already know. They've been taught. That's the reason why you don't see it. You don't see it, man. When you gonna finally realize that from Senegal all the way to South Africa, you don't see it. That's the reason why. Because the people that speaking, you're not speaking the language that they speak. And when you say the things that you saying in the foreign language, the people, the Niger Congo people not going to accept it. They don't accept it. And when you see people that's close to these Afro-Asiatics or something like that, they'll do certain things. But that don't mean that they discarded their tradition. They know that there'll be people trying to come around them with their Muslim stuff. But that's what the rest of the Niger Congo already see. That you keep trying to come over to sub-Saharan Africa with this Afro-Asiatic stuff. See, if it was anything about rejecting Islam, you remember that Old Testament that you had, that you be talking about some Hebrew Israelite. See, if it was something to reject, and see how people be talking about Christianity. See, many other people in sub-Saharan Africa, Niger Congo, see, that what they be doing with their Christianity stuff. See, because all it is the Afro-Asiatic, that what Jesus was. Aramaic. The Aramaic people. They all it is Afro-Asiatic, the Aramaics, and refer to them as the Jews. But then we know who the Jews is, but some of the European people who was living in some of the other people who were not Afro-Asiatic. See, that's the reason why when you see the Niger Congo, see, when you speak the language you speak, people are not going to accept it. See, when you deal with the New Testament, you're dealing with the Greeks and the Romans. Because the Apostle Paul, See, the Niger Congo people, they know that people use language. And when they hear the language that you speak, they don't accept what you're saying. Now, you might see some people do some things that you may consider, you may uh, label it as being Christian. But, that don't mean that the people themselves have discarded their tradition because they have. But when you keep coming around people to keep you from coming around them, they'll do certain things just to keep you from coming around them. But they ain't finna throw their tradition away. Because the Niger Congo people still Niger Congo. That's the official language. Niger Congo. See, when you hear the names of God in Niger Congo, see the things that you people be talking about, like the Nation of Islam, you don't have no ground to stand on. You're not talking about God appearing in the person of Master Prophet. You don't have nothing to stand on. But the people don't speak that way. When you say God, people don't speak that way. And that's what they showing. They don't speak that way. So nothing that you saying is right. And then talking about some Islam, that book, you ain't finna convert them. You ain't finna get nobody to say that that's right. Or as you said, it's the truth. Because that handwriting don't mean nothing. That alphabet don't mean anything. Don't mean nothing to nobody. It's just like people using their body. You use your eyes to see, use your ears to hear, use your mouth to talk with, use your nose to smell with, use your arms and legs, fingers, toes, even use your ring. Every part of your body you use. And you gonna call that Islam anti-submission to the will of God. So you're not gonna get nobody to listen to that. Talking the more signs too. Nobody in sub-Saharan Africa that's not the Congo gonna say that they are more. They're not gonna say that. So when you finally realize that, when you finally stop all this running a business and think, because that's the only thing you people doing. You in the Nation of Islam is running a business because you ain't asked for religion. Matter of fact, I had to go make sure I was in the right chapter. I didn't mean to have everybody just sitting there watching me like, no, I had to make sure I was on the right chapter. We're in the book, African Traditional Religion, a definition. E. Balogi, E. Balogi, I. Dovu. Get my elbow. All right, we're in chapter 2, religion. Excuse me. Okay, it says, all right, we're in chapter 2. I'm trying to make sure I start. I don't want to leave nobody confused. We're in chapter 2 of this book. And the chapter is religion. Okay, it says here, uh, the etymological connotation. It says H. Theodore Hall observes. It said when you find confusion or argument in a book, want of clearness of expression, when you see men arguing and misunderstanding each other, there is nearly always one reason. Either they are using words in different senses or they have no clear idea themselves of what they mean by their words. Ask 10 men what they mean when they say art, beauty, civilization, right, wrong, or any other abstract term and see if one can give a satisfactory explanation. This is an error I am trying to avoid. It says, in writing this chapter, we are availing ourselves of Hall's warning, but we do not necessarily accept his implied pessimism with reference to other persons. And we must also bear in mind the saying that philosophy gives little help when it speaks with uncertain voice. Religion is a difficult topic to handle, whether we are considering its root meaning, its connotation, its origin, or its definition. Our treatment of the topic of the study of religion in the previous chapter has indicated this much. In this chapter, we must go warily, but nevertheless, we must try to elucidate the subject. It says here, in his comparative religion, A.C. Bouquet examines the etymological meaning of the word religion. Religion, he says, is a European word, and it is a European convention, which has led to its employment as a general term to embrace certain human interests all the world over. He observes that ancient scholars were divided with regard to its basic meaning. It says here of Roman writers, Cicero held that it came from a root, leg, meaning to take up, gather, count, or observe, to observe the signs of divine communication. Servius, on the other hand, held that it came from another root, leg, to bind, so that religio meant a relationship, a communion between a human and superhuman. The word religion came to embrace both meanings either interchangeably or in combination. It says, while Bouquet thinks that the root leg might be the original one of the two, on the ground of comparison with the Greek word paratheresis, the scrupulous observation of omens and the performance of ritual. He is nevertheless inclined to derive from the word religio the meaning of a fixed relationship between the human self and some non-human entity, the sacred, the supernatural, the self-existing, the absolute, or simply God. It says here that J. Esmond Carpenter records a new use of it, religio, passes into Roman literature in the writings of Cicero. The feelings of awe still lies in the background, but the word takes on a reference to the acts which it prompts, and thus comes to denote the whole group of rites performed in the honor of the divine being. These make up a particular cult or worship, ordained and sanctioned by authority or tradition. Religion thus comes to mean a body of religious duties, the entire series of sacred acts in which the primitive act is expressed. It says here that recently W. Cantwell Smith has re-examined the word religio and is used in a great variety of senses. Cicero has Balbus, the Stoic, propound a derivation, a derivation of, of the adjective from religare, with the implication that a religious person is one who is careful in his worship and is, as it were, the opposite of a neglectful one. The Christian writer Lactantius rejects this on the ground that piety turns not on the subjective question of how men worship, but rather on the objective use of whom, that there are real obligations to be fulfilled. And this is the root of the matter. He accordingly derives it from religare, to bind. All right, so that's part of now I'm saying, trying to read everything in this chapter, but now another part is part section 2, the origin of religion. It said Alfred E. Garvey has wisely pointed out that the term origin with reference to religion is ambiguous and implies that it is necessary for the scholar to make clear in his own mind what he actually seeks to know as he approaches this baffling and elusively uh, delicate subject. This is a valuable counsel. Much of the muddle which has so far bedeviled the study of religion will be at least minimized in that way. According to Garvey, the word origin may represent the questions A, what is the source of and the reason for man's being religious in his own nature? B, what is the source of and the reason for man's being religious in the conditions of the world in which he finds himself? C, what is the earliest form in which religion has appeared so far as we can trace back its development? He points out further that a distinction should be made for the purpose of study between the experience of religion and the expression of religion. . Okay, I was trying to, I thought I missed a number here. Then, so that's the reason why we are in continuing to talk about African traditional religion. And so that, like I said, we talk about African traditional religion, and as we just, there are things about religion that people continue to point out, things about the origin of religion and about the source of the language that you're speaking. Because when people say religio, uh, say leg or leg, you understand, they trying to get to the root of what religio means. As I just read, when you talk about religion, when you say religion, it is derived from religio. But then where did religio come from? And there was some confusion about did it mean leg or leg. Excuse me. And so, like I say, when we deal with a lot of these, including Christianity, uh, this so-called the books, the Old Testament, New Testament, uh, the Quran, all this, and people trying to get you to agree with this uh, notion that uh, this word was divine and things of this nature. But like I said, when you talk to people, and when you see the Niger Congo people from Senegal all the way down to South Africa, see, when you start talking about these books and the alphabet, things of this nature, so you can say all that's divine, but see, people use their body and without even using the alphabet, you understand? You talking about the alphabet was divine, inspired, divine inspiration, and God said do this, and God said do that, and God said don't do this, and God said don't do that, so on and so forth. And then you went over there and wrote it down. And because God said, He wrote it down. We wrote it down on some papyrus, things of this nature. Then the alphabet we use. Then we go all around the world, translate the alphabet with a line. And it's divine. It's holy. You understand? So, we know that people not uh, agreeing with what you're saying. We see it. Niger Congo set the example. See, when it comes to that Afro-Asiatic and the stuff they do, and being, sometimes you live closer to areas where you start noticing that people, do certain things, but then other people, they not. And that's what it means. Cause see like all that raw, and things this nature. You don't see it, man. You just don't just being true. You don't see it, but you see a small group, very small, like the people in Chad. You know what I'm saying? They from what I understand, they do that raw stuff and things that then it's some more over in Central African Republic, some Sayre people. They non-Saharan too, but the people in Chad, they non-Saharan. And them Sayre people that live in Central Africa Republic, they non-Saharan. See, they do that raw stuff too. And then you have people that live in Nigeria who cross the border. The Kanuri people, they non-Saharan. They'll go over there to Chad to live. So when it comes to these groups like the Nation of Islam, then the 5% they talking about they had, what's his name, Clarence, Clarence, uh, Clarence X. He broke away from the Nation of Islam and started the 5% Nation. There's nothing that you can say if you broke away from the Nation of Islam. What is it that you think you can talk to other people about? You don't have nothing to talk about. And then see, you keep doing it. See, that would allow you. They'll see what the Muslims they try to use this word and try to apply it to any and everything. The trees, the wind, talking about that's Islam. When the sun shines, that's Islam. It's submitting his will to God. When the blizzard, we just had a blizzard this past, was about 2 weeks ago. Oh, that's Islam. That's Islam. That's what they say. I know I'm not the only one who heard them say that. See the insects on the ground crawling, the mosquito that's flying around giving you Zika and chickenmonger and giving you yellow fever and giving you malaria and all these other diseases that the mosquito carry. West Nile virus, the bird flu, you name all kind of diseases. The little old mosquito, he the one doing all this damage. That's Islam. The cancer that's in your body that's killing you. That's Islam. That's what they say. That's what they take. So before we end today's video, we're gonna so the with all these groups and how they translate that Bible, the Old Testament, New Testament, and the Quran. See, you don't see how people, the Niger Congo people being specific, they don't agree with what you're saying. Simple as that. They not agreeing with nothing you're saying. They not agreeing with talking about no noble Jew Ali was no prophet. And then some people from Egypt came over here, came to the Western Hemisphere, found him, and started teaching them Islam, and they want him to go out here and teach Islam to the people, to the Moors. And when them people came here from Egypt, and Egypt is in Africa. These people, the people in Egypt, they are Afro-Asiatic. And the other people, the dark skinned black people you talking about, them Nilo-Saharan, the Nubians, them Nilo-Saharans, them Nilo-Saharans. So I guess they Moors too. The Nilo-Saharan, I guess they Moors too, huh? Whatever you say, man. Whatever you say. And all the black Hebrew Israelites, Yahweh. What's the? I can't even. I had to go on. I had to go online, see what all the names. Yahweh. I, I had to go online, man. But these, next to Islam, they talk about God being a person, not from all this. And then Elijah Muhammad is the prophet, and like I said, man, when you study language, the Niger Congo language, like we've been doing, we continue to do. Because I haven't stopped studying the languages, we continue to talk about African traditional religion in while we're talking about learning our languages. Because I haven't stopped, we haven't stopped learning language by no means. Because language and African traditional religion are inseparable. They together. So by no means, when we talk about African traditional religion, are we just separating our language? Because we can't do that. It should be obvious. You can't do it. When you hear the names of God, you can't do it. You just can't. Because the people will tell you what they in their own language. That's what they were doing. From Senegal all the way down to South Africa. So, like I said before I end the video, I want to go with somebody quick about the Syria people. And get my toe. Now, it says, the Syria people, West African people, they, Syria, Fulani, Volo, and so on and so forth. Uh, you know, I can't read the whole, I can't go over the whole thing. I'm gonna have to abbreviate. But saying, it's an ethno-religious group, the Syria, Serer, Syria people, Senegal, Gambia, uh, okay, let's see, Now it says that no, now it says Sira, sometimes called Sira or Sinai, Sira proper, after its prestige dialect, is a language of the Senegambian branch of the Niger Congo, spoken by 1.2 million people in Senegal, only 30,000 in the Gambia. Principal language of the Sira people. It says, now you have to make sure you don't get confused because, okay, let's make a, this is something that you have to understand about the Sira. Now you had a Sira, Ser, proper. At this prestige dialect is a language of the Senegambian branch of Niger Congo. Sira is one of the Senegambian languages. And Sira and Fulani are closely related, while Wolof is relatively distant from either. Dialects of Sira are Sira Sign. It said not all Sira people speak Sira. About 200,000 speak Kangan languages because the speakers are ethnically Sira. These are commonly thought to be Sira dialects, however, they are not closely related. Sira is significantly closer to Fulani than it is to Kangan. Now, the Kangan languages, it says, are spoken by 200,000 people in a small area of Dakar. Language spoken by the Sira people who do not speak the Sira language or Sira signing because the people are ethnically Sira. The Kangan languages are commonly thought to be dialects of the Sira language. The Kangan languages are commonly thought to be dialects of the Sira language. However, they are not closely related. Sira is closer to Fulani than it is to Kangan. The languages are saying that it does fall in the Niger Congo. So you got to remember that the Kangan, Cangin, is the language. Now it says that the SAAFI mainly adhere to the tenets of Sera religion. Sera religion. So we're gonna have to, get everybody to hear what I'm saying, and then they'll start looking it up, and then it'll get your attention when I come back tomorrow on my next video. And when we talk about the Kangan language, Cangin, it's ethnicity, Sera, geographic distribution, Senegal, Gambia, linguistic classification. It is Niger Congo, Atlantic Congo, Atlantic, Senegal, Fule, Tende, Kangan. So we don't want everybody to be confused like, oh, that's not, it's saying right here. The ethnicity is Kangan, it's Sera, Sera, the ethnicity of the people of Sera. They speak Kangan. Geographic distribution, Senegal, Gambia, linguistic classification, Niger Congo. It's an Atlantic group, Atlantic Congo, Atlantic Senegambia, Fule, Tende, Kangan. So we get everybody, understanding what we talking about. We talking about the Sera. Then we had the Sera people, include this. It's a whole lot of people. So just instead of me saying what I'm gonna do is refer everybody to look up the Sera people, Serer, Sera people, and then they have a Sera religion, Ser religion. So just like, okay, when it comes to the religion, before we leave, okay, let's talk about Sera religion. The Sera religion, a fat rogue, a fat rogue, the way of the divine, is the original religious belief, practices, and teachings of the Sera people. The Sera people believe in a universal supreme deity called Rogue or Rog Rogue. The Kangan language speakers refer to the supreme being as Cox, Cox. Sera religious beliefs encompasses ancient chants and poems, veneration offerings to the Sera gods, goddesses, ancient Sera saints, and ancestral spirits, Pango, astronomy, initiation rites, medicine, cosmology, and the history of the Sera people. So we're gonna get ready to end today's video, and we're gonna, come back and and we're gonna continue. On my next video, we're going to continue to talk about African traditional religion. Again, my name is Eric D. Johnson, also known as BrightShine. Live right here in the city of Memphis, is in the state of Tennessee, is in the county sheriff. Thank all my fans, my support. We will continue encouraging and support. Till my next video, take care of yourself. Wish each and one of you very, very